Hey everyone, welcome to the Nezzy's Place podcast. I am your host, Finez Davis, and this is a show about motivation, encouragement, inspiration, talking to real people about real issues and real topics. Please feel free to share the link. Also, thank you so much for your emails in response to the show last week, Bounce Back. And due to the overwhelming response, I am going to continue the show. And this one's called The Bounce Back, How to Recover from a Bad Decision. How many times have you toiled over a bad decision? Think about it. We go directly to a relationship, but it's not necessarily just with relationships. We can make bad decisions regarding money matters, the way we spend our money, the way we invest it, lending money, and we have a problem getting it back, so now we have to spend money to go to court to get our money back when we really shouldn't have loaned it out in the first place. Friendships could be toxic, acquaintances, negative. How about a large purchase, car, house? Those things are beautiful. But if the timing is not right, it could be considered a bad purchase and a bad decision. Maybe you accepted a position, a new position, and it wasn't the right time to make a career move, or you move from one state to another and that career is not going so well. How do you bounce back from that? Maybe you married the wrong person and were warned not to get married and the marriage failed. Do you ponder on the mistake, or do you accept, hey, it was a bad choice? Do you get up, dust yourself off, heal, H-E-A-L, heal, which is so important, and keep moving? That's what I did. And being consistent with that mindset helped me to find solitude even when I knew that I had made a bad decision. I owned it and released it, and I moved on. I believe some decisions we make can be very uncomfortable, especially if it was the wrong choice. But we have to be confident and know that God is faithful to put us back on track, even when we make the wrong turn. And I believe we learn and grow from our mistakes because we are accountable for our mistakes. No one else is responsible for them. They're our mistakes. In conjunction with owning up to and being accountable, it's really important that we don't torture ourselves and live with the guilt. Because if we live with that guilt, then we're holding ourselves hostage from a decision that we made 1 month, 2 months, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And you're not living the life that you really want to live because you're stuck in this bubble and you're living with this guilt. You have to release it and let it go. Because if you think about it, you have a long, beautiful life to live. And your future is depending on you to bounce back from that bad decision. Our decisions can also cause us to assess our thought patterns. Why did I make that mistake? Why did I do that? You ask yourself that question. Why did I do that? What was I thinking? So when we make bad decisions, we get to assess ourselves so that we don't continually make the same mistakes over and over. Because I know we know people who know people who know people that make the same mistakes over and over and over. And you want to say, didn't they learn by now? Apparently not. So for me, I can give you 2 examples of how this played in my life. I remember in 1996, I needed a new car because my car just decided it didn't want to go anymore. And I was stuck on the 405 freeway, middle lane, busy traffic. And if you know anything about the 405, you can understand my plight. But I was frustrated, devastated, and really just distraught because here I am on the expressway and I'm thinking, oh God, the kids in the back, what am I going to do? Fast forward, I know that I wasn't going to invest the money in getting the car repaired. So I found myself at the car dealership. So you already know, walking in, it's almost like bees to honey. And I must have had a big V on my forehead. And it didn't stand for Venez. It stood for vulnerable. And needless to say, I left that lot just upset because I knew that I had made a bad decision in that purchase. I ended up spending $523.16, I'll never forget, a month for a 1996 brand new Toyota Corolla. Now that's a great car, okay, great. But I could have been driving a BMW or a Cadillac or Mercedes or something. I was like, so, but I learned from that. I learned that I have to do my homework so that I can be knowledgeable about prices, rebates, and promotions. I can't be anxious for anything because when I am, then I'm going to be quick to make a decision. And especially when you're purchasing something so expensive as a vehicle and larger items, you want to be make sure you're doing things correctly. And then it was the first thing that I saw. It was the first car that I drove. I didn't say, okay, I'll be back, but I purchased that vehicle and it was the first one. So I didn't give myself too many options. And I know now that there's always another deal. So now what I learned from that is not me ever again. So when I walk into the dealership now, if there's a V on my head, it'll stand for Victorious Venez because I'm leaving with the car that I want, the price that I want. I'm going to be satisfied and knowledgeable that I made a good decision because I did all my homework and I did a lot of testing of other vehicles. The other area would be marriage, and I say that because it's my truth, and I was told not to get married, but I did, and in the result, it ended. Had I listened, things would have been different. But I learned from that. I didn't sulk in misery. I didn't beat myself, hold myself hostage. I confronted the fact that I made a mistake. Okay? And it's fine. And I moved on. Sometimes we can ignore the intuition that God gives us. And it can cause frustration, misery, and so much stress. But take time to listen to your inner self of reason. And listen to God because He will never lead you down the wrong path. I believe in life you have to be true to yourself because that's what truly counts. Being true to know that a decision you made was wrong. Being true to know when to move on. And being true to know what really makes you happy. When you identify these things and accept them, truth is always revealed. So don't hold yourself hostage for your past mistakes. Release them, let it go, forgive yourself, be free, and free yourself. Take responsibility, be accountable. Take full ownership. Don't blame anyone else. These steps will assist you in future growth and development in your quest to bounce back. Well, that's my show, guys. I'm so glad I got a chance to share that part of my life with you. So let me say, if you are interested in being a guest on the show, please take a minute and visit the Nezzy's Place website send me a message and I promise that I'll get in touch with you. And also, if you can follow me on Facebook, and if you want to get daily inspirations, visit the Nezzy's Place page. If you haven't picked up Your Girlfriend, Your House is a Mess, check out the website. All electronic versions are available as well as paperback. These will also be in my podcast notes. And remember, guys, like I always say, it's your house, your life, and your rules. Make sure you take care of yourself. Stay positive. Until next week, I am out.